Orgoth will reach across and touch his tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Puts his arm down, and you see the ink of the tattoo start to move across his body and his face, and his visage changes, and he looks now like a drow, but of his size, so a massive drow. And from the armor where those points are,
Mm-hmm. There's 4 whole like points.
right, each one,
Yeah.
A spider leg comes out of those as I cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
With the tattoo. I have told you this armor was a gift to me. And
I will kneel.
And if you do not further wish to inspire my wrath, you will turn and leave.
Make either a performance or a deception check.
I'll take performance.
Okay.
Are we helping by any chance?
Well, he how are you helping? Like kneeling?
I am kneeling down before that greatness.
What do the rest of you do?
Wilvan is cowering like he had no idea. His hands are on his face like, oh.
Okay.
What?
The Dermot just kind of like gets around the corner. He's just like, he will not bow to any, but he's like, or kneel before any other god. He just kind of like hides away. I'll make a stealth check for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Laphus would probably have been closer to the door with the chains and just hide behind a pillar.
Okay. Yeah, there's 6 pillars. There's 8 pillars in here actually. Okay. So what was the roll, Orgoth?
Okay, here we go. Oh, good God. That is a 17 plus 4 for a 21. Do I get to, can I add my bless to that roll?
You can.
I'm gonna, because I just want as many points as possible. That's another 425.
Okay. The Driders say, they bow low to the ground. It's like their huge spider bodies low down, get low to the ground, their legs spread out, their heads bowed, and they say, like, forgive us, offspring of Vanir. Forgive us, he who wears the armor of Vanir. We did not know.
I will consider your request. Back to your stations.
And they turn around, close the door behind them, and go back into the room. He kind of tries to get out from underneath you and pulls you to
she gets up
and pulls you to the side. And he says, I've been trying to it's so hard here. There's so many things to do. There's so many people. He pulls out his lute and he sings, Life is hard in a city so big. I don't understand what rent is. Lots of people, but no one sees me. It's not so lonely, but after I run into you though. And then
what? I'm so confused. Dude, you should go back to work.
I'm working all the time. I've got like 3 jobs. I didn't even know what a job was. Elven jobs, maybe, but elven jobs are just sitting underneath the tree and kind of like just like singing all day. Right?
It was my duty to and he kind of chokes up. Says it was my duty to keep the royal family safe and to keep the kingdom safe. I did that for many years. Until my clan was executed. It was that night I stole a horse. I went back to where I'm from, to the wilderness, and found the site of the massacre. and clues to suggest that it was the monarchy that did it. I didn't believe that. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a shredded piece of cloak that has like the Dwendalian army colors on it. He says, I found this. And he looks at it and he says, it's got King Bertrand's symbol on it. And there was no way in hells that it was King Bertrand. And he kind of holds it tighter. So I changed my look. I changed my name. And I've been on the run from the Empire ever since, vowing vengeance on whoever took my family from me.
And before she leaves, she's gonna lean over to Io and just whisper into her ear. He has made trouble for you guys time and time again. You listened to him time and time again. Dermot was upset before. Irvin was angry before. You were clearly frustrated, but you let him walk all over you. For a leader, you're spineless. You don't hold onto your convictions. You don't have a future or a goal, so you're meandering around acting as though you have a purpose when you don't. Let me give you a little bit of advice. As a leader, you should learn to control your troops and know when it is time to cut the weak link. You may think he has your best interests in mind, but he's playing you like a fucking fool. And she's just gonna walk away.
And you just see her just red-faced and just angry.
Can't believe I'm getting a second chance with you and it almost went to shit.
We'll have another party.
It's not about the party, it's about you.
She takes your hand.
I swear if they find whoever did that, I might become a murderer.
You will not murder anyone on my behalf unless I ask you to. And she kind of winks at you.
Would you ask this of me then?
No. Get some rest.
I can't stop thinking about if you had been for some reason up there.
I wasn't. You can't think of the what ifs.
Well, tell that to my brain.
And she takes North and just brings you in for another hug. You have to let it go. We will rebuild.
You know, I have a hard time with letting go.
I know. Gives you a kiss on the forehead.
I got this from a dwarven shop, and it's called a pipe of remembrance. And what it does, what the guy said it does, is that when you smoke it for a while, like after like 10 minutes or something, right, the smoke will start forming images like magically of like your most heroic and impressive deeds that there. So like you can use it like when you're telling stories. But I had him, I asked if he could do a special thing. And if you spend time with it, like if you become like attuned with the pipe, when you smoke it and you think about it, it will in the smoke reenact moments with your loved ones or things they've seen or you saw them do or the stories they told you. Because I remember you said that you would share clan stories sometimes, and I know you don't have your clan anymore, but maybe that's a way you can help keep that memory alive.
Wilvan doesn't say a word because he can't. He's by the end of that explanation, he's just streaming tears, like dead silent. He's not like sobbing, but his voice has completely caught in his throat as he holds this as like it's made of glass. And he stares at it, shakes his head, he looks up at Orgoth with big tears in his eyes, looks down and again, looks up, takes a breath to say something, he literally cannot make words, and he just closes his mouth and starts nodding and just kind of gives him one of those like macho, just like, like silently, and that's all he can do.
Well, they got up even with you, and the curtains on the window like open suddenly, and you see this woman with like red hair that starts like deep red, but then kind of like goes down to a bright red at the tips, and she's wearing an imperial looking dress with a high collar, reddish orange skin. The window comes down and she looks at you and says, "Vanadriel? And it's your mother. And that's where we're going to stop for the evening."
No, Ron, we can't stop here. No.